What's the word, Harrisburg? My name is Matt Maisel. Our guest right now is the founder and CEO of Bro2Go, an organization here locally in central Pennsylvania which works with former and currently incarcerated adults and helping at-risk youth. Da'Laine Simpson is our guest right now. Da'Laine, thank you so much for joining us on What's the Word?
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So Bro2Go, just kind of give a brief overview, but how do you describe Bro2Go to someone that has never heard of it before?
Bro2Go, it's life-changing,
Yeah.
So what we are able to do in Bro2Go is change lives, for folks that are incarcerated, who want to have a different narrative on what their life can be, to a child who got caught up in the wrong situation, as a teenager, or some kids aren't even teenagers, Bro2Go has the ability to change an individual's life.
Let me go back here because you started this in 2017.
Yes, sir.
But you have been Harrisburg for a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
So what was it about kind of growing up here that led you to wanting to start something like Bro2Go?
So actually, nothing here led me to wanting to start Bro2Go. In 2017, in March, I would be sentenced to 90 days in Dauphin County Prison.
You?
It's me. Yeah, me.
Buttoned up, all that?
Yeah, me. 90 days in Dauphin County Prison.
Okay.
And I did 3 weeks in the prison, and then I was work release eligible. It's in work release where I came up with Bro2Go, the logo. If you ever saw it, if anyone's ever saw it, it's a traffic light. So I'm like, what if I can create a program?
I never considered that before.
Yeah, it's a traffic light.
So people are looking right now at the logo on your chest.
So this is our updated one.
Okay.
But our original one is a traffic light. So the traffic light literally is about how we look, how we measure reentry for mentoring, for basic needs to help individuals. So I'm in work release on the top bunk, came up with the logo, came up with the program. This is what I want to do.
I have to go back even further now. What led you to 90 days in prison? If you
it's part of my story.
Yeah.
So literally the negligence of me not paying fines, right? So driving without a license, did that. Not paying tickets, did that. So and I had it for years. I had like so many different ones. It was unbelievable. So I knew it was coming eventually.
Was it just being a dumb kid,
Yeah,
basically?
I was literally, you figure, man, I was 28. 28. So in your 20s, you really don't care. I was a mama's boy, still lived at home with my mom, really didn't have a real understanding for being responsible. So I didn't care until I had to care. But let me tell you, 2017, I learned how to be accountable, responsible, and I learned how to grow up all in 1 year.
What is that moment like so you alluded to being a mama's boy.
Yeah.
But that also implies that you have a wonderful relationship with your mother and your family.
Yeah, I do. So I did. So I lost my mom the same year.
So everything is going...
2017, I lost my mom. 2017, I was sentenced to DCP and work release.
And all this happening within the span
all in the same year. All in the same year. I got out of work release June 29th. I'm going to start this program. This is what I'm going to do. I looked up some stuff on Google about creating a 501c3, and I did it. Here, 90 days, I've been out. I'm going to lose my mom to cancer. My mom's picking me up, taking me to work, doing all of those things. And the whole time she was sick.
Your mom passed away after you got out of prison.
Thank God. After.
So you got to spend
90 days. So I tell people, I don't know which was worse. I was sentenced to 90 days. But here when I came home, I didn't even know I was only sentenced to have my mom for 90 days.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Did you know that? Did you find out that she was sick after you got out of prison?
My mom didn't know she was sick. Didn't know she was that sick. She went on a trip, came home. They thought it was pneumonia. They ran tests. It was cancer. And it was already too late to catch it.
So in your mind, obviously 90 days in prison at that stage in your life is enough to change a lot of people. and you're already starting to think the wheels are turning about Bro2Go while you're incarcerated. And then you come out and you're just double punched with another life-changing moment. Was that kind of, all right, where was your head at after that happened, where you have this idea, you want to go forward with Bro2Go, your mom untimely passes away. Where's your head at this time in 2017?
Everywhere. So I was a mama's boy, so I looked at my mom for everything, and I tell folks all the time, if my mom was alive, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. People's like, oh, you can't say that. Yeah, I can. I'd have procrastinated. How many of us procrastinate about things in life? Oh, I'm going to put in for this job, or oh, I'm going to, and you don't do it. Why don't you do it? My mom was my safety net, but I just said this in my Penn Live article in February. When I lost my mom, I watched my mom's casket, man, get lowered into the ground. But when the casket got lowered, fear got lowered. Doubt got lowered. Giving up, procrastinating about what I wanted to do with my life and what I wanted to accomplish. All of that went down there because guess what? I was no longer Robin's boy. That's my mom's name. I was no longer that. I was now Da'Laine. And I now had to sit there and be Da'Laine.
When the safety net goes away, what's there to catch you? You gotta watch out for yourself.
That's right. I had a 15-year-old little brother who was also at home with me at the time. So I had to be the strength, to say that, hey, this is going to be okay. And I'm a believer in Christ. And I believe that, we don't question God, because the whole time my mom was sick, she never questioned God. Never questioned God, never told us to be mad or angry. It's a part of life. And that's my biggest story that I tell many reentrants, that I tell many at-risk youth in our program, is that life will give you a curveball, right? But never look for an apology letter to come in the mail, because you're never going to get it. And we have so many people, Matt, that are in Dauphin County Prison, that are upstate, that are in the feds, where life threw them a curveball. They lost their parents. They were in situations they were never supposed to be in, right? But guess what they're still looking for? An apology. I was never looking for an apology. Never looking for it. This is life. We're going to deal with it. We move on. And that's what I push back to the many individuals in my program, is that you keep on going with whatever life throws you.
So Bro2Go starts with that in mind. And how does it start to take off then? Because it's one thing to have an idea that formulates into a plan, but how then do you get it to take off?
I had my first meeting September 9th.
2017.
2017. Some family members, some friends, some people I didn't know, like Brandon Flood, who's our board president now, one of my close friends, but didn't know him from a can of paint. He was there.
You didn't know him at the time?
Didn't know him at all. Met him on Facebook. This is, I want to do, what do you think? I said, can you be on the board? Yeah. Came on, and we had our first meeting. Of course, things paused for maybe 2 weeks because my mom passed away. But literally, Matt, 5 days after my mom's service, my mom's funeral, I had my second board meeting at my house in the dining room. And many of my family and friends were saying, Da'Laine, you need to take time to grieve. You need to take time. I said, I don't have time. Because guess what? How many times do we allow things in life to consume us? To really drain us, just from what you're going through. I allowed the situation when I was going through with my mom, the pain in my heart, to be purpose somewhere else. So we kept on going. Me and my board, we literally met, Matt, I want to say every other week at my house. And I had some great board members. Because I go back to think about it, I'm like, damn, that was a lot. It was a lot. It was. But everyone believed in it. We're going to help, these individuals, with basic needs, from getting their ID, their driver's license, providing them with mentorship, providing them with a strong workforce development program, where we're going to teach them how to create a strong resume. We're going to pay for certifications such as forklift, HVAC, whatever it may be to help them. That's what we're going to do.
How much has society turned their back on someone when they go into the prison system?
Oh, my God. Let me tell you, and I want to be very clear about this. The work that Bro2Go does not come from a struggle that I had, Matt. When I was in work release, my mom was there picking me up every day. taking me to work, taking me to the grocery store, whatever it might have been. My mom did that. But it was the many brothers. And when I say brothers, I don't mean African American. I mean black, white, yellow, green. We all brothers.
Anyone there to help.
That's right. How many of them did I see in there couldn't go home because they didn't have a home plan, and no organization or agency on the outside was working on anything for them? They did not have even an ID, a license, no means of support. That's what made me create Bro2Go, because I had the support. And I thought to myself, if they could rate a program, if they could reach out to a program that can help them, how awesome would it be?
When you were in prison, are these the conversation in just 90 days? Are you having these conversations with people there saying, give me your story, like tell me your story and how people have forgotten about it?
Literally. We would be watching TV. I would say, hey, what do y'all think about this? Because again, they are the customer.
That is the person you're eventually going to be
That's
working with.
right. I said, what would you need getting out of here today? What would help you be successful? What do they say? One, a place to live, a stable place to live, to where you don't got to be in a fake relationship with someone just to use their address, a stable place to live. And then also a career, not just a job, a career. Because if you leave making $7.25 an hour and you go back, guess what? I wasn't making enough money. But when we can send individuals into careers that have 401ks, that have full benefits to where they're able to provide for their families, how awesome would it be?
So how does this process start? Let's fast forward a little bit, and Bro2Go is established. How are you providing these services to formerly incarcerated individuals?
Right. So when we start, one thing about funding, right, is you don't get any when you're new. And, agencies that fund organizations such as Bro2Go, and rather it's state money, county money, federal money, they want to see that you're a real organization. When you're just a couple months old, when you're just a year or two old, people don't think you're going to make it. Because how many people start 501c3s and they just disappear?
Right.
They go nowhere. So starting, it was my money that made this organization come possible. Because guess what? So many people say, well, put in for this, put in for that. But if you're waiting for this grant that you may not get for another year or two, how are you serving the community while you're waiting? And again, I'm a big believer in Jesus Christ. I'm like, God, I believe that this is what you want me to do. I believe that this is what I want to do. So can you order my steps? And he did just that. He was able to say, look, you're at the sacrifice your funds, but you'll get double for everything that you're going to put into this. And I've gotten just that.
When did you start seeing those dividends?
3-4 years in.
Okay.
3-4 years in.
So we're into the pandemic at this point.
That's right.
Because throwing the pandemic and everything that happened, the trickle-down effect that everything that happened with the pandemic, I'm sure had some sort of an effect on you. Big
time. During the pandemic where we thought we were going to get out and start doing this and doing that, what happened? Well, everything now is virtual, right? Well, we're doing Zooms virtual, things like that. But guess what? People are still in jail. Guess what? People are still getting out of jail. How are we impacting? How are we helping? I ask myself that every morning. Am I doing enough? And the same thing I asked myself in 2017 when I started Bro2Go is the same thing I asked myself in 2024. And being that I asked myself that, guess what, Matt? It continues to grow. Because every day we're putting together new programs, new services to represent this community.
I mean, I feel like, speaking personally, like I ask myself that question a lot. Are you doing enough as a husband? Are you doing enough as a father? Are you doing enough professionally? And the answer is always no, but that's not a bad thing.
Right?
Because if you say yes, then that breeds complacency.
Your no will be the motivation to get you to your yes.
Exactly.
And let me add this. So not only do I do Bro2Go, but I also serve as the president for DLA, which is in the New Cumberland Army Depot. Been there for 16 years.
Why throw something additional onto your plate?
Right. When you really don't have to, right? I don't have to, because guess what? I tell people all the time, I work a full-time job. What else do I have to do? But when you care, and I always tell people, God never put me in jail and work release. But what he did do while I was there, he taught me a lesson. Because the whole time I'm there, I'm like, something got to come out of this. I have to learn something from this. What am I going to learn from this? What is it? And here it is. It's Bro2Go. And if I can go back, going now 7 years, right, to think that it would be as big as it is today, no, I would never thought.
So what are some of the services that you are providing to people when they get out of jail?
So currently right now, Bro2Go is serving Dauphin County, York County, and Cumberland County. We are going inside the Dauphin County prison twice a week for the males and the females, teaching life skills. The same thing for York County. We're going inside, teaching life skills. We are doing early enrollment for individuals who are in jail. Because guess what? I believe if you can capture individuals when they're in jail, right? And you can identify their needs, right? We call it their strengths and needs, right? If we can identify that while they're incarcerated, right? Okay, we know they need a home plan. Okay, we know they don't have a job. But we also know they don't have any skill sets for a job, right? We could start working on a plan for them. That way they get out May 1, okay, take a week, get yourself together because you got to reset, right? Back to society. But then on week 2, this is when the plan starts. And that's what we want to do. That's what we have been able to do with many individuals, but they have to want the help.
How difficult is that?
Oh!
I would imagine, I mean, when you're talking about people in prison, I mean, you might run into a large number of people that are just set in their ways. I did nothing wrong. I'm not going to change my ways. And then you have some people who want to embrace that change. Do you focus on just the people that want the help, or do you try to convince people that maybe a little more standoffish that, hey, we're here?
So we have those, just like anyone.
Sure.
We have those who listen and those who know it all. Those who listen, right, will go a long way. Those who know it all, we try. But guess what? I can't make you care more about yourself than me. I'm telling you everything you can do, but if you know it all, and those individuals, a lot of times, go back. Now, sometimes, do you get it on your second chance? No, which is why people say, oh, you're a second chance program. Absolutely not. Because guess what? I didn't get it on my second chance. If I got it on my second chance, Matt, my ass would have never been in Dauphin County Prison. Okay? It was the fourth and fifth chance that said, you know what, Da'Laine? You got to wake up. And guess what? If I was given that chance, I believe that that other individual out there, whether you're a male, because Bro2Go serves females as well. It's just not males. Males or females, right? It could be that fifth or sixth chance. Guess what? As long as you are trying, we will help you.
Stint doesn't have the same ring to it as Bro2Go.
It doesn't. It doesn't. So I literally thought about maybe 3 years ago, we thought about putting something on saying Stint. I'm like, it just, to your point, it just doesn't sound the same. But Bro2Go, it does. That is your, that's what you market
It sticks.
And then you go down from there. And it's worked because now people see, whether it's the shirt, whether it's one of our vehicles, or we even have a mascot. His name is Brody. Brody the mascot. And we use it as a marketing tool, right? And I tell people this much. If Walt Disney could take a mouse, okay? Don't tell me I can't take a traffic light. And it works because we have our adult program, but then we have Bro2Go Junior.
Exactly. And that's what I was going to just segue into.
Yeah.
And it also has, that extra meaning of here is someone that, we can help you, someone that you can talk to. If you are a young person in a difficult situation and you're headed down that wrong path, here's someone to talk to.
Right. I mean, does it work? Yeah, it works. But you have to want it to work. I can't snap my finger and make you care, make you change, make you want to listen. You have to want to listen. And we have a lot of people. One thing about being yet a young man at only 35 years old starting this is sometimes other people want to see themselves. They want to see a person their age. You talk to an older person, it ain't the same as it used to be. But when you have a person that is near, the 20 age gap, the 30 age gap, people can identify and appreciate it more.
Who's talking to the at-risk youth? How are you finding the at-risk youth first? I mean, how do you get people?
But I don't got to find them very far. So currently, right now, serving York County, we're actually contracted with York County juvenile probation and adult probation and York County children and youth. So we're getting kids that are court ordered into the program. And we have some great probation officers who actually want to see these kids strive and win with something in life, you know. And they come through basically that way. Or we have some walk-ins to where some parents are like, look, I don't want my kid to die on these streets. I don't want my kid to go to jail, but I know that they need someone else. We know there's a lot of absentee fathers, you know, that aren't in these kids' lives. A lot of these males and females don't have older siblings. I mean, if they do have older siblings, they're not positive older siblings that's going to say, hey, you know better. So when Bro2Go can step in, not as, and people say, oh, you like the Big Brother and Big Sister program. No shade to them, but I said, no, we're nothing like the Big Brother and Big Sister program. Because the kids that we have, Matt, these kids carry firearms. These kids have drug issues or they sell drugs, you know. They have real issues. So our mentors, a lot of my mentors are individuals that have been incarcerated. I mean, they have been upstate. They have been in the county. But those individuals, Matt, they're the ones that can say, look, this is what you don't want to do, okay? Because I promise you, once you get a record, that job that you want, that education that you want, it's not the same. It's not accessible. It's not.
What's next for you guys?
I don't know. So Bro2Go is only 7. Our headquartered office is at the Hub building on Fulton Street. My second office is in York at 101 South Queen Street. Where else do I want to go? I don't know. Because like I told you, Matt, I work a full-time job.
Right.
As the president of labor.
Can this be a full-time job for you?
It is. It is a full-time job. So I literally work Bro2Go Monday through Sunday. And what does that mean? Every day there's something to do. And when I started Bro2Go, I said, I don't believe that reentry is 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Because if my phone rings, and I'm also a mentor. I mentor at-risk youth and adults. If my phone rings at 2 or 3 in the morning, I got to answer. And I do answer, because guess what? It could be I have one of my guys that's having a domestic dispute, and they need to vent because they're ready to do the wrong thing. Or we have people that still use actively, and they're like, look, Mr. Da'Laine, I know I don't need to do this, but I don't know what else to do. And I'm talking people on the phone, 2 in the morning, off the cliff. You know, reentry doesn't stop at 5 o'clock. It doesn't stop because, oh, it's the weekend. No, if they call, we got to answer because people need help.
I came home the other night, and follow me here. I came home the other night. I had a really stressful day at work, had a stressful meeting in the evening time. I am venting to my wife.
Yeah.
She is telling me, you're taking too much on. You need to scale back. And she's right, but at the same time, I don't know necessarily how to.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
How do you compartmentalize all of this? Because it's not just the physical work of, I've got the DLA stuff, I got Bro2Go in 3 counties, I'm a mentor, but it's the stories and the anecdotes that you get, the heaviness, the weight of it, I would imagine is incredibly intense. How do you take all that on?
Some days are easier than some. And I also have a husband, too, of going on 2 years who supports me and everything that I do, you know. But is there a lot of sacrifice? Absolutely. What does that mean? I say it all the time, too. A lot of folks in our program and also, too, a lot of my union members, is success comes with sacrifice. And they're like, huh? What does that mean? Comes with sacrifice. It means early 5 a.m., 6 a.m. mornings to late 9, 10 o'clock. I pulled up at my house last night, Matt, at 9:42 after leaving 6:45 a.m.
Wow.
All day. It comes with much sacrifice. But to me, I don't look at this as a job. It is a passion. I have great passion to help people. I have great passion to see people win. You know what it does for me when these individuals can come out of jail and like, oh, Mr. Da'Laine, I got hired here. I got my own place, I got my driver's license, I'm going to rehab. I'm not, I'm staying clean. That's the joy that I need, that keeps me up late at night, that picks me up early in the morning, is hearing people win. Because guess what? Everyone needs, and this is where I think society messed up. So many individuals thought that only kids need a mentor. No, adults need a mentor. And when I'm able,
they're called therapists.
That's right. That's right. But guess what? Sometimes your therapist don't do that. Yes. Sometimes that therapist, they're not answering the
you're
phone.
Right. You're absolutely right. I'm just joking, but you're not.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But that's what picks me up. That's what keeps me going, because I love what I do. I love the labor union. I love advocating. I love seeing in solidarity. I love it. I love Bro2Go because I love people, and being in community service. That's what it is. Rather you are an elected official or a community leader, right? You have to have love for people. When you have love for people, you don't got to do nothing else, because guess what? It's there. The passion that I have for people, to help people, it's in my heart. That's it.
Do you still talk to your mom?
I do. So a lot of times I could be driving, and I'm like, look, Mom, what you think I should do? I'm always having those conversations, And the biggest thing is when I'm getting awarded, or even coming on shows like this, or doing Good Day PA, I'm always like, I wonder, would my mom be proud of me? That's my biggest ask all the time,
What does she tell you, though, about?
Keep going, keep going, don't give up. Everything my mom would always say. I didn't have a mom that was one of those, and my mom's sister just said this about my mom being tough, right? My mom was tough. My mom was not one of those ones where, get this. No, you need to get this, okay? This is what you need to do. But as I look back, it is the tough love. It is the hard conversations that we had that keeps me today. It's literally the ones where I'm like, thank you, Mom. I know you up there looking down on me, being my biggest inspiration. And every day, let me tell you, there's some days, Matt, where I feel like I'm on top of the world. Then there's other days, I'm like, I just miss my damn mom. Love my husband, love my family, love my business, all of my staff within the labor union in Bro2Go, but I just miss my mom. Because everyone wants that one cheerleader. And I always tell people, I have that. Well, I have more than one cheerleader in heaven, but I have the biggest fan, which is my mama up in heaven, rooting me on, pushing me, blowing in my ear, pushing me behind, pushing me where I feel like, I'm doing enough. I don't want to do no more. People thought I was crazy when I said, I'm going to run for union president and do Bro2Go. How? And Matt, if you ask me how, I don't know.
No.
But I'm just doing it. And I tell people, when they say, how do you do it? I said, I just do it. I don't think about it. I just do it.
Where can people go for more information on Bro2Go?
We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. You can go to www.bro2go.org. We're pretty visible when it comes to reaching the community. We put on free events. We have an event on Saturday. It's sold out, so I'm not promoting. But we have a free event this coming Saturday, which has free bowling, free food, free giveaways. And it's our 7th annual Bowling Against Bullying, where we put out information on why we need to stop these things. Bro2Go is here. We're here. We're present. I look to move this organization throughout the Commonwealth. And as I told my board president, Brandon, I'm like, yeah, Bro2Go is going to be worldwide. We're going to be here, there, everywhere. He's like, oh, look, slow down. But now as we're in year 7, serving 3 counties, having 2 offices with we're looking at 18-man staff between admin. I have an executive director, a director. We're looking at pretty full just in 7 years.
It's growing, and the best is yet to come.
Oh, Bro2Go is on the go.
There you go. Da'Laine Simpson, founder, CEO, Bro2Go. Thank you so much for sharing your story, opening up to us. It's not easy to do that. It's not easy to do that. And
but you know what I said, Matt? You know what I said? I was in work release. People talk about people. They did this. Who they think? Guess what? I'm gonna tell my story. That way, nobody else got to tell it. I'm gonna tell. the highs, the lows, of what life has given me. Because no one else can tell your story like you. But I always tell people, remember this. It's your story.
Amen to that. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
That's the word Harrisburg. Thank you again for joining us here on WHBG Channel 20. We'll catch you next time here. Take care.